Hey everybody, we're Lore Heroes. We're back. I don't know why I did a southern accent.
That was good.
Was it? Thank you. We're back doing another video.
We're going to talk about the rest of the Mass Effect 4 survey that was leaked on Reddit.
Yes, because we started talking about it a while ago. We promised more videos, but since then we had life, finals, jobs. He had a girlfriend.
Now fiance.
Good for him.
Thank you, by the way.
Okay, anyway, now we're going to be talking more about Mass Effect 4, because we really love Mass Effect, obviously. And, I mean, just a possibility just thrown out there. Maybe we're less than a month away to a new trailer.
I can't wait for E3.
E3 is going to be really cool, because I guarantee a Mass Effect. If we do not have it, I will eat this plate right here.
He said guarantee last year.
I didn't say guarantee, I said probably. Actually, I probably didn't say guarantee, actually. But now I guarantee. A scout's honor, not a scout. Anyway, talk about Mass Effect 4. Last time we talked about the setting and the time.
Now we're going to talk about what we're going to do in the Helios cluster.
As the hero. And the Helios cluster. Tell me, we already talked about that though, didn't we? Just a quick thing, just a reminder, we're in the Helios cluster, we're in specifically one cluster in a new galaxy.
Yep. So it's thousands of light years across. Don't worry about not having enough space. There's going to be plenty of stuff to do. I don't think we're going to run out of planets to explore.
Thousands of planets in one cluster. So we should be fine.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands, if not that. So, anyway, what are we going to be doing?
Well, we are going to be the Pathfinder, according to the survey, of course. The survey might not be true, but we're going to go with it is.
However, the survey does match up with a couple screenshots released by...
BioWare?
BioWare. I was going to say Bungie. That's not right.
Whoa!
I was like, way off
too much
there.
Destiny.
I know, way too much. Anyway, the Pathfinder, it does look like some of the screenshots. It's a guy, he's got this whole planet map brought up in front of him. He's looking at where to go. It just makes sense. It just kind of connects right with that screenshot, and it makes me believe that survey even more.
So, anyway, we're going to be the Pathfinder. And in theory, we are the human leading the humans. Mm-hmm. We're the human ambassador.
Yeah, we're leading humankind. The Solarians are probably all doing their own thing. The Krogans are doing their own thing.
In theory, each race will have their own, or at least each worthy race will have their own ship that they sent in with their own ambassadors. We know for a fact that at least the Krogans get in there because they're... Drac is apparently one of our Krogan companions who loves the Krogan, oddly enough. I mean, what kind of person loves their species?
Not me. Fuck the humans. Go Solarians.
Drac was the first companion we heard about. Krogan, just Krogan.
You know, general badass, things like that. But the other one we heard about was Cora.
Nothing specific about Cora.
They never said what her species was, or I'm assuming her. Maybe it's
Cora,
and it's a guy.
There was two things they said about her. Three things. Her name's Cora, she's a she, and she's a biotic. Using that, I think it's safe to say she's an Asari.
Yeah, probably. So given that we have Drac, a Krogan, Cora, and Asari, I think we're going to see cameos by every single race. We're probably going to have a Turian.
We'll definitely have a Turian. I'll be surprised.
Yeah. We might even have a Solarian with us.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Batarian, Hanar is way too far out there to think that Hanar is going to be on our team, unless it's...
We'll probably hear from the Hanar.
I bet we'll hear from them every now and
a tiny bit from the Drell, but they'll be with the Hanar.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if a Drell came along. They're masters in combat, either hand-to-hand, long range, as we've seen with Thane. Yeah, Thane.
Wow.
That guy. God, I'm not
on my game. Replay Mass Effect, man. For what we know, each race will probably show up in some capacity. We might not get... We'll probably get a lot of humans, and we'll probably get a couple aliens.
Yep.
I'm calling it now. I'm not going to call it now. I really, really hope we get a Batarian crew member. Because... I think that'd be really, really good. The Batarians are going to have to play nice because they won't have any friends. However, a slight problem with that, outlaws. Outlaws were mentioned in the thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that Batarians kind of fit the outlaw group. Batarians and Vortians.
There are a couple species that only really fit outlaw. The Turians, I don't think we'll see any Turian outlaws.
I really doubt it.
They're so hierarchically structured and everything's so just how it is that no one's going to leave. Humans are probably going to be the biggest factor of the outlaws just because we're free spirits.
And we see a lot of humans.
And we're going to see a lot of humans. Two, the Krogan, just because they're all individualistic or clan. Their clan thinks they're better than this one, so they break off. The other one I can see is definitely Batarian, but the other one may be Asari.
I can see the Asari too.
Not very many, but you might see a couple Asari outlaws, especially because we've heard of remnant artifacts. I could see Asari outlaws definitely looking for those artifacts.
Remnant is something that they mentioned a couple times. There's no... Well, according to the survey, they're an ancient race that left behind a bunch of artifacts. Sound a little bit like
Stolen
another
from
ancient...
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect stealing from Mass Effect now. What's the world coming to? But from what we know, the Remnant's just some ancient race that left behind a lot of advanced tech in this cluster. We also heard about another potential alien race called the Ket. K-H-E-T, Ket.
And what we're thinking is the Ket were native to the Helos cluster, or at least a few planets within the cluster. So we're not really sure if they're very intelligent. Maybe they're kind of like we can...
Kind of Rachni?
Well, not even Rachni, but like what we are right now in present day, where we can go to the moon, we can go to Mars. Maybe they've gone to like the couple nearest stars.
They would only be able to do that because without the mass relay, they wouldn't be able to do much.
We don't even know if they have Mass Effect drives because we got those from the Reapers.
Yeah,
we're not sure. They may have to just use conventional rockets. To get everywhere, which wouldn't surprise me.
Or maybe then again, maybe they did discover that they didn't have to worry about.
Yeah, they didn't have to worry about
alien
being
race of
annihilated.
wiping people out every 50,000 years. The lucky sons of bitches.
Those assholes.
Yeah, right. So the Ket, in theory, they're definitely natives, obviously, because they're not in our galaxy. They're probably natives, and they don't like that we're here. It's safe to say that.
Whenever you see the word Ket in the survey, it's basically conflict.
Yeah, it's always conflict, I believe. Ket outpost is Ket attack.
Yep, pretty much. So, what else might we be doing? We've talked about discovering planets. We've talked about some of our companions.
From what I've heard, they're placing the main emphasis on this game, exploration. That's the big thing with this game. We have the Mako's back. See, I picture it as like Mass Effect 1. Remember going on those planets? I picture it like that, only with much more better worlds, with much more things going on. I'd be surprised if each world didn't have something really cool going on.
Do you think exploring worlds is going to be part of the story? Is there going to be like a story mission saying, hey, we've got a communication coming in for our higher-ups, they want you to go here, and then something's going to happen at that planet?
What I think it's going to be, because this is kind of becoming a trend, and this could definitely not happen, I think it's going to be kind of like Dragon Age and Destiny was, where you have to level up. And then you need to get to this level, then you can do these missions. So to level up, you need to go to this planet, do some stuff, and then you get the XP. So I think the exploration won't be part of the core. I mean, it will be part of the core gameplay, but for the most part, it's going to be just exploration.
I can definitely see the leveling up part because some of what they talked about in the survey was, recruiting some of your multiplayer friends can help you clear a vault. And, maybe some vaults have level caps or, you need this type of gear to even do it. You need this many people.
Level,
Maybe maybe it won't come in the form of levels like, okay, I'm a level 1 Commander Shepard.
Hopefully it won't.
It's you have the standard assault rifle. That's not nearly good enough to clear this vault. You're going to have to find maybe a Ket assault rifle because maybe they have better assault rifles than us right now. I don't know. Something along those lines where the gear is the
isn't
level.
So much as just a difference in like how it functions, but a difference in how much damage it does.
You do. Yeah.
Which is very Dragon Age and Destiny like. But you were saying like for the core story, I can't really tell you what the main plot is. They aren't being very specific. Exploration, we're finding colonies. While that is a story, it's not much of a plot.
Yeah. So what we have right now is the plot is going to be we're establishing a foothold in the Andromeda Galaxy. Whatever pitfalls comes along with that, that's what the story is going to be. Whether it's going to be Ket, whether it's going to be outlaws, whether it's going to be internal divide within our own colony system, that could be part of the plot as well. But that's just general. There's nothing specific out yet.
Yep. What I really hope they don't do is make the Remnant kind of a villain.
I hope
that's
they
too
don't.
Reaper-like, but it seems like that's the only. My money is they're gonna ride this. They're gonna make multiple sequels out of this game. It's gonna be this, and there's gonna be a sequel to this, and a sequel to that, just like Mass Effect 1. The problem with that is there's no like real obvious enemy. Maybe that's a good thing though. Maybe they're saving the enemy. That'll be awesome. Maybe the enemy,
nice.
Maybe the enemy is within, and it's going to be kind of a war between the factions out of there. Maybe a landfall thing. We don't really know. We're obviously speculating.
One of the things that we talked about earlier was constructing a mass relay to go back to the Milky Way.
Maybe that's a priority.
That could be a priority. Maybe because they also talked about building mining settlements. Well, why on earth do you need a mining settlement? Well, you want to make ships, you want to make more weapons, but what's the overall goal?
I think mining
Maybe you
need-
want
need
the
to
supplies
mine
to go home.
Mining's just good supply. Well, I don't know if they want to go home. We don't know. Fun fact, we don't know why they're there. A good theory, maybe they're there to colonize. Maybe they're there to run from the Reapers. We don't really know. It's not specified in the thing.
One of the things, like, we talked about this earlier too, so my theory is, the Reapers, when Shepard originally comes to the council, and the council blows it off, but then they kind of go behind closed doors and say, holy shit, we need to do something, we need to run, because we can't fight.
So it's like, fuck you, Shepard. I'm really worried about what that guy said.
Reapers turns around going, shit his pants.
The threats. This is a real thing. Don't mind me being an asshole about it. That could be a real thing.
Anyway, that's just a theory. We have no idea why. We may have beaten the Reapers. Maybe we're going off of Mass Effect 3 canon, the Reapers are destroyed, and we just want to go do other shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Explore. I remember the Asari were all for, or one Asari, Liara's mom, matriarch so-and-so, whose name escapes me. She was all for trying to build their own mass relays. Maybe this is kind of an Asari, maybe there's an Asari idea going like, we should try to go here, try to do our mass relay. Fuck yeah, we're take all our people.
I didn't know the Asari were Southern.
The Asari are all Southern. I can't think of any Asari lines to say in Southern accent. I'm also a dude, so that's kind of a small problem.
You're already off on that.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. We don't really know the setup of this story is. We just know that it's going to be fucking amazing.
If you guys have any ideas of your own conspiracy
Please share
theories,
ideas.
share them down there. I'd love to talk about them, even if it's just with you in the comments or making another video about it.
Yep.
Hell, I don't care. I just want to know.
I'd love to make another video. I just want more theories, because odds are one of us is going to be right. 1,000 monkeys or 1,000 typewriters will eventually write the plot to Mass Effect 4.
That's kind of what the BioWare writers did to us in Mass Effect 3. Just had monkeys write the ending.
Just in the last 5 minutes, though. That doesn't matter. We don't talk about the Mass Effect 3. We talk about them to death. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah. Thanks,
Please subscribe.
guys.
I can't put to subscribe.